As we've seen, soaps have found a formula for success. They deal with sex more than primetime television. 13 shows with 5 episodes a week have plenty of time for experimentation, especially with sex, because sex sells. And if you really want to know what's going on in the real lives of soap opera stars, all you have to do is pick up a magazine like this one. Inside are complete details about the soap opera stars you've come to know and love. Magazines like these have flourished in recent years, mainly because more and more people are simply getting hooked.
It's very addicting, very, very addicting.
And it's not only women that watch.
Oh no, in fact, even my boyfriend, like, you know, when we have a holiday off or something, you know, if there's not a parade on or whatever, I'll watch the soap opera at home. I'll arrange my day sometimes.
You can watch Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Those are the important days. But if you miss Tuesday, Thursday, it's no problem.
But every once in a while, they'll change it just to keep you watching. Like, you'll think Erica won't be on 2 days in a row, and then she is.
Yeah. Houston is going to be my town from now on. No more Paris, no more Rome. I've come back to my town.
Not only are women watching, but more teenagers and a surprising number of men have found that once they start watching soap operas, it's hard not to tune in.
You know, somebody's always sleeping with somebody else, and somebody's always pregnant by somebody else, and someone's plotting to kill or make someone look bad in the soaps and all. But they're very therapeutic. I know all the girls in here, they sit and listen and see what's going on, and I think their lives seem less troubled as a result of what they watch on TV.
What about yours, though?
Same here, same here. Yeah, the mine looks very tame in comparison to what goes on in the tube.
An estimated 8 million people a day are watching soap operas. They began on television back in the early 50s. But these days, soaps are dealing more with subjects that are topical and controversial.
There's a lot of information imparted. We had a thing on rape and the rape center and what can be done.
Topical issues.
Right, that we really do feel is important.
Relating to information that affects all of our lives is one reason why people get hooked. Identifying with certain situations is another.
One of the scenes I related to really, really well because I had a personal experience in my own life happen. And it did get to the point where I had to get up and leave the room. But it's only because my emotions got the best of me.
You know, we can have our lunch hour just across the hall from our offices and forget about what's going on at work and get into this, which takes no thinking at all. You know, it's very therapeutic.
Therapeutic and informational are 2 reasons why soaps are so successful, but they're also just plain fun, a chance for people to get away from the frustrations of everyday life, and not only for viewers like you and me, but for the soap opera actors themselves.
From the time I was 5 years old, I remember going home from school every day and sitting with my mother, and we'd have lunch, and we would watch 4 soap operas. At that time, most of them were half an hour or 15 minutes, and we'd watch, you know, well, 3 that I could see, and then she had her 4th that she would watch after I left. And so I felt like I knew those people. Those people were part of my life. Those people were in my life. They were my family.
And how do these people who seem like family to us get selected to act in soap operas?
I mean, what I'm looking for is that spark that comes into my office and just, you know, makes the afternoon at 5:45 really just makes me go home talking about it. You know, it just excites me. I'm looking for that person that just comes in and sets me on fire.
Boy, are you weird today.
So I'm weird.
Tomorrow night, we'll take a look at casting director Mike Hanks. We'll also meet some aspiring young actresses vying for a part in a soap opera, and we'll talk to the already established performers. Janet Zappala, News 8.
Julia has it. Julia, I'm calling you Julia. That's how real it is, right?
I almost do that. The majority of soap operas are filmed in New York City, but don't let that fool you. 3 of them are filmed right here in Los Angeles. One of them is The Young and the Restless, shot here at Television City. Let's go inside now and meet some of the people behind the scenes as well as in front of the camera.
Now what have I done?
You just bug me sometimes, Pip. Sometimes you just talk too much. Cut.
If you were with us yesterday, you know we talked about hearing from this man. Mike Hanks, casting director for The Young and the Restless, aired here on CBS since it began back in 1973.
Okay, thank you.
Will Mike, in a search for the part of Patty, find the actress he's looking for? Will this actress, or possibly this one, be lucky enough to get the part? How does Mike go about finding the right person for a particular part?
Usually when they walk in the door and they open their mouth, I can tell what they're going to be like. or I can tell if it's going to be worthwhile, or I can tell if they're, if they're going to be able to cut it.
There are plenty of aspiring actors who come to Mike with virtually no acting experience. And if you're wondering how that goes, here's a sample. My roommates, they invited us to a picnic.
Yeah, good.
You want to go?
Not really.
Then why'd you say good?
Because I want to go to your place. Your roommates are obviously not at home.
Oh, you want to go over to my place?
That's what I just said.
Okay, well, what do you think?
We'll let you know, okay? Tell your agent to call us.
Many times, not having a familiar face can actually help in landing a part on a soap opera. Executive producer for The Young and the Restless, John Conboy.
The people in front of the camera we cast very young and very beautiful, not exposed to the medium all that much, so that they were fresh new faces that the audience hadn't seen before and related to instantly.
And once an actor or actress is lucky enough to get a part, their faces quickly become familiar, as does the storyline. Will Julia and Michael find true happiness? Wow. Will Monica and Rick ever tie the knot? And will Luke and Laura be discovered? Storylines like these are played over and over again in soap operas. They're basically variations on a theme, but if put together well, they can hook you and reel you right in.
We go for a good storyline. I have a very close relationship with the actors, so that we talk storyline over with them. We talk their characterization over. My door is open to them all of the time, and if they have any problem with the script, they come in.
Love and romance, reunions, a lot more action than talk, and characters that keep the plot alive with suspense. Real-life situations that not only get the viewer involved, but the actors as well.
When I first started out and I was inexperienced, it used to affect me because I played so much tragedy, I played on another soap opera. And I used to go home with it, but I found that I moved about 40 blocks away from the studio, because I used to live right across the street from the studio then. And by the time I was done with the walk to get home, I shook it off. But it can get to you. It can, you get very involved in the character. It's very much like real life.
I bring to Monica it's part of my personality. Everyone does. It's just what the script gives us. There's things that Leslie wouldn't do, but that's because she doesn't have the script that says it. A lot of it is us.
As we discovered in doing this report, much of what we see in the characters are a big part of an actor's real personality. In our final report, we'll find out more about the personal sides to Leslie Charlson, Emily McLaughlin, Jackie Zeman, Meg Bennett, and Nick Benedict. Janet Zappala, News 8.
Monica, I want to talk to you.
I don't have anything to say to you.
All right, then just answer one question. Is Alan the father of your child?
I don't owe you any explanations,
Oh,
Leslie.
I think you
Most people who are avid soap opera viewers say they watch because they feel like they really know the characters. In essence, they've become part of a soap opera family. But knowing them on the screen and then talking with them in their real-life environments are usually pretty different. We thought it would be interesting to know these familiar faces as they really are off the screen.
We would lie in bed while we were making love, and we'd laugh about you, making the kind of love that you poor fool are incapable of, and it's called passion.
Leslie Charlson, probably better known as General Hospital's Monica Quartermain, gave us some insight as to why she enjoys the life of a soap opera actress.
Soaps for me, it was live television. Now that's trial by fire, and I couldn't have better training in anything whatsoever, and I still think it's the best training possible.
Charlson has acted in soaps for the past 5 years. Perhaps an even more familiar character on General Hospital is Jessie Brewer, played for 17 years by Emily McLaughlin.
Without me, there's no Jessie, but without Jessie, there is a me. She has changed as I've changed. One wonderful thing about doing a soap opera, you can grow older along with the character. It's not the constant battle that a lot of actresses have to stay young, young, young.
Prior to coming to General Hospital, Jackie Zeman was known for her role as Lana on One Life to Live. Her current role is that of Bobby Spencer, who for a while was a conniving troublemaker. Though in the past few months, writers have cleaned her act up. She's now more likable.
It feels good to be playing somebody that I'm proud to be, and I like that. And I think that the people, most important, the people who watch the show, like it. And that the reaction has been very strong and very good, and so I really feel very comfortable and very happy about it.
What happened to your hand? Oh, yeah, I broke it. It's a long story. Aren't you even going to ask?
Meg Bennett and Nick Benedict are currently being paired up on the CBS soap opera The Young and the Restless. We had a chance to take this footage while they were shooting a sequence for the day, and while we all know how we react when watching soaps, watching soap actors watch themselves was even more fun.
You gotta admit, at least we put our heart into it. See how serious we are? We don't goof off.
Benedict told me he feels there are some definite differences between daytime and nighttime television, differences that really only evolved in the last few years.
The bed scenes are a little more, you know, and the subjects are a little different. They started getting into prostitution and drugs and things that they never did before, and it's developed and developed and developed into what it is now, which is very hip, I think.
If you're wondering where the term soap opera came from, well, when they first began on radio back in the early 30s, they were sponsored by soap companies. And when you think about it, it's kind of ironic, because for years, soaps have been referred to as being a bit on the dirty side. But in fact, what could be cleaner than having your show sponsored by soap? Janet Zapala, News 8.